In this tutorial, I want to show you a quick and easy way to create a perfectly circular spirograph so that you can then demonstrate your understanding of color harmony, color schemes, that sort of thing. So you have this starter file, monochromatic, analogous, complementary, triadic, and in each quadrant you're going to create a different spirograph using a different starting shape. Couple tips. The more sides your shape has, the more complex your pattern will be. The lower the angle, right, the smaller the angle and the more copies of it you have, also the more complicated your pattern will be. You might think, well, I'm going to do a limited number of sides and a bigger angle so I have less to color in. But I will also recognize that when I'm grading it. So don't get too crazy, but don't go too simple either. Really have fun and experiment with sides and angles. But here's a quick trick, different from what we looked at before. So let's say I come over, we're going to draw a shape, so I'm going to pull these shapes off. And you have a variety of shapes to choose from. And I'm going to stick with the Polygon Tool. And if I click once right here, I can pick how many sides, for example. I'm just going to stick with what I have. You can pick whatever you want. This is just a sample to show you a different way to get started. I'm going to pull that off just a little bit so it's not outside the box. And in the past I showed you the rotate tool where you click on a corner and rotate. But we want an exact 360 degrees for this spirograph. So this is the easiest way to do it in my opinion. You draw your starter shape, doesn't matter what color, we'll change that later. You're going to go under Effect, Distort, and Transform, and then you're going to pick the Transform effect, okay? And this is different than Free Transform or anything else. This is a specific effect. So do Effect, Distort and Transform, and then Transform itself. And this dialog box will pop up. You can turn the preview on if you want. And we're paying attention to three areas: the rotation angle, the rotation point, and how many copies. So we got to do a little math. I know, art class, you're thinking, I don't want to do math, Mr. Hayes. It's an art class. But we got to do a little bit of math. We need 360 degrees total. So do basic math. It shouldn't be too tricky. For example, if I pick this angle to be 20 times 18, is that right? Would give us 360, right? So then we would need 18 copies. If I hit tab to exit out of that, you can see how it spun all the way around. And then we can spin it around the center. We can spin it around a corner. We can spin it around that corner, right? You can see how it's changing based on that point. Let me just do that one for something creative and click OK. Right now you can't click on anything else. So by doing that technique, these are all kind of locked off, hidden. What we have to do now is come up to Object, because that's what we created, and we need to expand the appearance, and that's going to break up each shape for us. Now you can see that that's broken up. I have my selection tool. I'm just going to move this down kind of in the center. I might want to hold Shift and Option just to kind of fill it up just a little bit more. But give yourself a little border around. And you can see in here now I have all of these little areas. Let's take the Shape Builder tool. Come over to our color themes. It's going to take a second to log in. Remember, if you're not logged in, you go up to Help and you can log in there. And then I want to choose under my color rules monochromatic, because that's the quadrant we're in. I can take the main color I want around, maybe something green like that, and I want to add it to my swatches. Now I can come back to my swatches and I have that color palette to choose from. So I can start with, now I can click, right, an individual. We want to create a pattern, right? So alternate colors every other one, or you can go all around one color like this and alternate as you go inside. I can pick another color. Another thing you can do is, we have all these little points. You can also, knowing how the shape builder works, I can draw through some like that and combine them, right? If I wanted to. If there were more than I wanted and I wanted a slightly different look, knowing how the shape builder works, I could do something like that. And then I can come in, get my other colors, right? Obviously, mine I didn't do quite right. I want the pattern consistent, so I'd go back and fix that. But nevertheless, that gives you an idea of a different way to do it quickly and create your spirograph. Also remember, if you hold Option, you can come along, and if you didn't want certain things, you can take them off. You can also kind of take some ones out in the middle to have white spaces or see-through spaces if you wanted. That's fine by me, but get creative with it. Remember, 360 degrees, so do a little bit of math, and then different color scheme for each quadrant.